Hello, I'm Ryan Kimball.
And I'm Brian Mercer.
And welcome to Fourth and Goal. Well, this is a show where we take some of the NFL's hottest and most controversial topics, and we kind of give our opinions, debate them. To today's show, we're going to talk about the 5 best quarterbacks, running backs, wide receivers, and defensive players in the league.
And we're also going to be talking about some recently retired players who we think deserve a spot in the NFL Hall of Fame. I'm sure we have a lot of things we're going to be duking out on this show, right?
Yeah.
You ready to start?
Yeah, let's go. Actually, you lead us off with your 5 best quarterbacks.
All right. All right, well, the list is tough, but I had to pick 5 out of the 32 starters this year, or a couple more, actually. But I went with Peyton Manning for my number 1. I have to say, he has the control of the offense. I mean, you can move other people around on that team, but he is the constant. He started more games than anybody, and I just think I have to put him at number 1. And, of course, Tom Brady. A lot of people want to put him on the top. I put him at number 2. He has the ability that Peyton has. I just couldn't put them next to each other. Tom Brady a little under Peyton Manning on that. Number 3, I actually picked Matt Hasselbeck. He may seem like an underdog to some people, but he's been around for a while, has a great coaching staff over there. A lot of people from Green Bay have come over to Seattle to help him out, and it's really paid off. I see him growing up and becoming really stronger as he goes along. Number 4, Drew Brees. Almost kind of like the Doug Flutie of the present era in my mind. He's moved around from a few teams, but always stays consistent, looks great out there on the field. I can see him playing for a few more seasons. And number 5, some people might disagree here, but I say Vince Young. The reason is he has the mobility that a lot of other quarterbacks don't have, and I see that being a really good trait to move on in the future. Those are my top 5. Now let's see what Ryan has to say.
Well, Brian, I got to disagree. At my number 1, I have Tom Brady. If you were to ask me up until the Super Bowl, I would have agreed with you. But in the Super Bowl, I found myself not doubting for any play that Brady was going to pull that off. And I have to put him up there in great reluctance because I've always found him tremendously overrated. Peyton Manning at number 2, absolutely right. The guy is phenomenal. He commands his offense and works a lot better. At number 3, I have Donovan McNabb. People would probably rail me for this, but let's face it, as I'm looking at him, only 3 years with more than 10 interceptions. Most interceptions he's ever thrown over his career, 13. He's the catalyst of that offense. Even though Westbrook's come on recently, he wasn't as good before when they were actually winning. Number 4, my bit of a surprise, Ben Roethlisberger. He's turned the Steelers from a pounded team into an absolutely phenomenal passing team, and who can forget 15 straight wins as a rookie. Hard to break on that. And then number 5, Drew Brees. He's a stat stud. The only reason he's moved around is because the people in Charger land are, let's face it, dumb.
All right, well, we've seen our top 5s, and I think now it's time to debate. Clearly, we have a few things we disagree on here.
Yeah.
Tom Brady and Peyton Manning, I mean, we both put them on the top. I guess there's not too much argument there. I mean, he didn't win the Super Bowl. I don't know how you could be so convinced he's the best.
I'm only convinced because of the fact that I never doubted it. Even when the game was, 23 seconds left, and I did not doubt for a second that they could win that game. That Brady would get them to win that game.
I'll give you that.
That was hard. I think it's the next 3 where we're going.
Donovan McNabb, number 3.
I have to. I cannot ignore how good he has been to the Eagles. He's clearly the best quarterback.
I think without
there.
Westbrook, it would not be the same offense.
I disagree with Westbrook, who I will talk about later. Later, he has been marginal until these past 2 seasons when he's really come on as a real running back. Until then, he was, let's face it, he was a scat back playing running back, very much like Rich.
Well, we'll get to Westbrook later, but
yeah.
I mean, Donovan McNabb, I didn't even put him on my top 5. Maybe his mobility is good, but I don't see him going anywhere else. I had Matt Hasselbeck, Drew Brees, and Vince Young.
And I agree with Brees. I just put him a little lower because for various reasons. I just, Breeze is fine. Young, I understand the guy wins, but I can't put someone that young on. No pun intended.
Right.
Ended there. And let's face it, the guy has not developed as a passer, and as an Atlanta Falcons fan, and I can tell you that's the most overrated argument there is.
Let's just say that maybe for now he's not in your top 5, but I would say sometime in the future he will be one of the top quarterbacks.
I will not argue with that statement, but I can't. It's see who is your last
Matt
one?
Hasselbeck is number
Hasselbeck.
3. Drew Brees, Vince Young. I
gotta
say, when Mike Holmgren came over from Green Bay, I mean, as a Favre fan, I have to say I was pretty pleased with that quarterback system.
Yeah, I thought about Hasselbeck. He's definitely in my top 7.
Okay.
Just
It's close. They're all close. I would say the top 10 are all pretty much up there. Ben Roethlisberger just missed my list. I would have put him up there, but
yeah, Roethlisberger. I can't. I've heard so many Pittsburgh Steelers fans say he's not the guy. I just want to kick them in the head. It's like, where, who is better?
I think he's proved himself. I think he's definitely in my top 10 too.
Yeah, I mean, Donovan, I just look at it. He doesn't turn the ball over. He is the catalyst for that team. As much as what he has been the catalyst for that team from 99 to 05, Westbrook has become more of it, has stepped up definitely in the past 2
you
seasons.
say McNabb, I say Westbrook. Next up is our running backs. We'll see what our top 5 up for is coming up next.
All right.